Please, could you help me? Please, could you help me? Please, could you help me?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Bishop Alexander was slain by Satan.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Could you help me?
Hell with them. We need those reports down.
Right, I'm all right, as long as I...
Please, could you help me? Could you help me?
The Magister startles, realizing there's a...
What do you want? You can't just come in here as you please. There's Magisters missing. I'm trying to conduct a bloody investigation. Well, mind your bloody step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need any more distractions. I'm not some foot soldier,
realizing
you
there's
clod. I can't put myself at risk. We've lost 3 of our number to this Higba fiend so far. I won't move from here until he's in a cell or in a box. Step in future. I've an investigation to carry out, and I don't need... Catching, killing, I don't care. There'll be gold for whoever puts an end to this rat. If you see anything, tell me or my men at once. Otherwise, keep the hell out of our way. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time, then. Well, do you know anything? Stop wasting my time, then.
Please, could you help me?
To the dark.
It can't be far, can it? You there? It can't be far, can it? Please, could you help me? What am I going to do?
The silent watcher stands guard without a flicker of movement, like... The Magister turns to you with a scowl. He already seemed immensely displeased, and your interjection isn't improving his mood.
What? Who asked you? You're not even supposed to be down here. Keep out of it. Is mine! Evasive maneuvers, Crackers!
Lucky find. I'm on a break now, Yvette. You better not fall asleep on your watch again.
Calm down, Brianna. Carver's got his dossier on the sorcerers. Everything's falling into place. All I need to do is... watch.
Head nodding drowsily, the Magister brings her voluminous sleeve up to her face. She sniffs loudly and suddenly jerks to attention, eyes...
They won't take me unawares. I'm ready for anything. See? I haven't stepped in... Well, I'm ready. That's what matters. Vigilance!
She turns her back on the other Magister and leans right up close in your business.
Shh! No need to shout about it. It's just a tiny, eensy mite of a smidgen of whatever can keep me awake. No sleep!
She breathes heavily as she looks past your face, pupils dark and wide as the void. Then...
Oh, great, a citizen. Can't you see I'm on a break here? What? Oh no. Poor Demore. Go tell Magister Raymond or Magister Julian immediately. They'll raise the alert. Go. Now. I'm on a break now, Yvette. You better not fall asleep on your watch again.
Calm down, Brianna. Carver's got his dossier on the sorcerers. Everything's falling into place. All I need to do is... watch.
In there, mister. The Meister isn't home and the Magister's locked her house up for her. They was very angry about it. They said mean things about the Meister and they left a mess, a big one. She's outside the gates. I can't go outside the gates. It's very dangerous. Hey, you want to know a secret? When the wind blows from over the stream, I can hear the Meister. I can hear her crying.
She gives you a look of the darkest meaning. Then she takes a deep breath, puts on a happy smile,
I did not kill Alexander, you stupid ape. Release me!
A fly buzzes around the dwarf's mutilated head. For a moment it lands, crawls across his open eye and takes off again. The silent watcher... A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, 2 lizards. One in a Magister uniform hangs dead from her neck.
Step away from the prisoner! You're going to... What, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her. I have my orders. The prisoner stays...
I'll yield to none. Into the dark with you.
Please, why would I kill Lucian's second most charming son? You poor dwarf. Do you even know what they've done to you? You poor dwarf. Do you even know what they've done to you?
again.
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales...
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold appearing from beneath the swollen...
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Or, indeed, you could stand there gawping as if I just run off with your femur. You might not have the brains anymore, but I pray you've managed to keep some wits.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood.
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path, as long as I am free of this rope. Because along with torture and interrogation, the Magisters found space in their schedules to purge me, that's why. They spent quite some time at it, too. Apparently I was a rich vein to be mined. And now I hang powerless as any butchered carcass. No offence meant towards your own venerable carcass, of course.
The lizard grimaces, shifting awkwardly as she dangles.
I am in intense pain. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid. Insufferably cruel. How charming. It was obvious, God-woken. Your bones are bleached by the sun, but not about your neck. You wore a collar, and thus you were in Fort Joy. But no undead creature lasts long enough in Fort Joy to be collared. Therefore you must have a mask to conceal your identity. Only an important person would carry such a prestigious item, and no one important gets free from Fort Joy without help. The Seekers thought you were worth saving. Thus you are God-woken. Now, an important person does not come to Driftwood unless they seek someone even more important than themselves, so I further surmise you are here for me and will help me down. Now! Be quick about it before the next Magister patrol realizes something is amiss. What are you waiting for? Do it, damn you! If they find out what you are, you'll be blessed to end up hanging beside me. What? Where are you going? No, come back! Damn you! Well, have you found... Be quick about it before the next magistrate... God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a house...
There's one unaffected egg behind them. Perhaps there's still a chance.
Prepare yourself! I'm ready!
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. Besides, there's business to...
There you are, little egg.
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Them sorcerers from the caravan?
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. You're fine as long as you don't go wandering.
The Magister smiles, but he does not make eye contact with you. He shifts his weight from the left foot.
Thank the Seven I've Aldous to guide me in these times. He allows me to borrow a bit of courage from him when I need. It's only a matter of time, you know? Outside Driftwood, not even the sharpest blades can protect us from those things. Inside, a killer roams. One with a Magister grudge, it seems. Our numbers dwindle. I'm hardly fit to protect. I only hope to survive. I know they disappear without a sign. Magister Carver's looking into it, but it's been so long since we've talked, a dwarf could have grown 3 beards by now. Farewell.
As long as you stay put, you'll be speak. Driftwood is mostly the same as every other fishing town. It's got the same aroma and the same herds of unwashed dwarves. The void, though, it's closing in. Void woken roam the land and pollute the sea. That they haven't invaded the town it's a miracle.
you're selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
I don't come visit you, ton. Who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Reed.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
War's a brewing, my friend, and we made special prices for... War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
War's a brewing, my friend. A special prices. War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree.
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robes, none the worse for wear.
You, the so-called friend of Dallas. I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your meddling in Magister affairs had better be worth it.
Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't my damn head that hit the floor back there.
Now answer me. Did you meet with the Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning by the bishop's bones. You saw it? Out with it, man. What happened? Void woken. That means Source was used. Which means some third party must have attacked first. And Raymond, that old goat, always suspected there's more to the Driftwood Dwarves than meets the eye. Too many things have gone wrong along Reaper's Coast to attribute to bad luck. Magister ships sinking, weapons disappearing, and as you've seen, a caravan attack to destroy.
Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. And hard workers, too. Half of them are their queen's spies. Her eyes, her ears, her poison-pouring hands. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern. I suspect this man of being a...
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around is Reaper's Bluffs, to the west of Driftwood.
It's wild territory, remote and hostile, where I believe the dwarves may have set up a base of operations away from prying eyes. Should you find any such place, and better yet, proof that Lohar is working in behalf of Queen Justinia, you will be handsomely rewarded, I assure you. In that case, go forth and let the hunt commence!
In short, travel west in search of a dwarven base of operations.
Should any such place exist, it would be very opportune. Can't describe it to you any plainly than that.
I'm all right.
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand. It looks like it was dislocated by the...
Damnable red-cloaked baboons ransacking my wardrobes, as if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentionables.
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven, if we did not have more important matters to attend to.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle and thread out of a box.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before tying it off in a neat knot, but you can see the red stain already.
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense.
The Meister turns to you, her eyes wide with worry.
Oh, pardon. I'm so sorry. How could I have forgotten? Thank you so much. Thank you for rescuing me after they had already strung me up. After they had tortured me for days. After they...
She stops mid-shout, descending into a fit of coughing, wheezing, and groaning. She glowers at you as she slowly regains her composure.
If we are quite finished with politeness, there is some enthusiasm. On a weekday, my word. We shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, Godwoken, but becoming divine requires more than a super... Come, Godwoken. It is time to see just how awake you are. Fortunately, the Magister you are according to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push the button. Your talent for following simple instructions fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic sounds of the tumblers falling within the mechanism let you know you entered the code correctly.
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken. Feel free to look about while I catch my breath. Come speak to me when you wish to proceed, and try not to break anything in the meantime.
Ancient runes, weird contraptions. This place is an Arcanist's dream.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that. Her face...
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken? You would trade every soul in Rivellon for the sake of knowledge. You would make a ferocious librarian. No, becoming the divine means taking on the power of all the gods and the responsibility for all the races. The divine was created by the gods to shelter us from the void. The divine cannot use his power for anything else. When you become the divine, there is no more self.
For just a moment, her eyes soften as she looks at you.
It is no small thing to ask, but it is your duty. Without a new divine, Rivellon will die. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snatch divinity from the jaws of the void. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl, mix in a little blood, set the concoction aflame, and then, well, not inhale the smoke, but whatever the skeletal equivalent is. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, itchy bones, or a dire sense of existential dread. They are all perfectly normal. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Source in the glowing fountain. Ritual in the tome by the bookcase. Even an incinerator to provide a flame.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out, staining her claws.
Quite. Mind you, being torn asunder by a Voidwoken would be even more inconvenient.
The Meister points sharply to the ingredients cupboard.
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. I'm not hiking back out to the Cloisterwood to fetch you more blackroot.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular order. After a quick rummage, you spot the blackroot, nestled between the grated dragon's tongue and drudene oil. You gather up the blackroot, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard closed.
you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain. Go!
As the smoke swirls about your skull, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense pounding. As the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling slowly, sinking into the
deepest recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of this eerie, starless landscape, you spot a figure you could only describe as you, another you. It looks haggard and weak, its voice merely a feeble echo of your own.
Thane! My child. Come. Come closer. Let us be revealed. Stubborn child, but you will obey.
The apparition clasps your face in shaking skeletal hands, and you feel a tingle run through your bones.
Time to open the eyes you lost so long ago. To see the world. Speak the spell, and see.
Strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the goddess Amadia in all her spectral glory.
You know me now, don't you, Fane? Your sister, your guardian. You were my hero once. You must be so again. Your kindred soul was my last refuge, my last bastion. From here I can aid you. But only if you grant me one small kindness.
Amadia stretches out and nourishes herself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it deep down inside yourself as it drains away.
Ah, yes. That is better. That is so much better. Truly, dying does not become a god. Once, perhaps. Today, immortality is only permanent until the day it ceases to be so. The war has... The forces of the king are hunting us down, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. Droplet by droplet, we are being drained. We are battling for our very survival, and I doubt you would have us lose, Fane. Should we perish, we will be cast into oblivion, and I dare not dream what he will do to you. Indeed, he may come to fear you, if you do as I say. You must realize, dear one, that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now. United, we are a force to be reckoned with. But if we are to survive the onslaught of the king and his void minions, you must remember what you have forgotten. We must become vastly, and once you are strong enough, we must travel to the Well of Ascension. There, you will become even more powerful. Eager child, before we discuss the where, we must first muse the what. The Well of Ascension is a lake, a pool of pure source in which the powers of the Seven lie united. We gave those powers up freely to create the first divine, a mortal we infused with our united strength. But you, Fane, you could be so much more, and that is why you must be the first to reach it, no matter what the cost. You are no mere mortal. You are one of us. You could become the eternal divine. The void has never been this strong. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension, not to bathe in its powers, but to take them. All of them. Even all those powers will barely be enough to defeat the king. Alas, I fear it is too late for me, and the others have shown they cannot be trusted. You are innocent, Fane. That is why you must wield the power. It was you that uncovered it after all. Of course, the others are saying the same to their mortal God-woken as we speak. But there can be only one. So make no mistake, dear Fane. The road to divinity may well mean the blood of those 6 traitors staining your ivory hands. But do not let that dismay you. You will save these mortals. You will save this world. You will save me, the last of your true kin. And you will become a god. I will lead you to the lake, my child, but not yet. Not until you have remastered the source and once again speak the language of creation. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source as you once did and wield its most powerful spells.
Laughter rolls and echoes into infinity.
You flatter me, dear child. But if all I had to do was give, you would have received long ago. We are I now. I shall teach you the spells you need to remember soon, but not before you relearn how to channel the source in greater volumes. That is why you need to seek these masters of the source. You must make them teach you, so that you can regain your full power. They may be nothing but mortals, but like all mortals, they have their uses. Return to Rivellon, seek them out, and force these masters to share the knowledge they have gleaned. Once you have, return to me here. You had forgotten how to view the world, my child. This will make you understand that the source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor transience. All of life is source, and in source it is, immortally so. Your vision has been restored, giving you the power to see spirits, the souls of dead mortals made manifest in source. Speak the spell during your peregrinations, and you will see them. Where the dead lie, the dead linger. Alas, I am no longer who I once was, bound to you as I've become. I will teach you what I can, but the links that will expand the bounds of your soul, those are connections I cannot make for you. Good luck, dear Fane. Make me proud. Go now, my darling Thane.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised, but determined.
Still alive? Gods above, there might be something to you after all.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering hungrily about your face.
Tell me, what did you see? What you know?
The Meister's eyes flash with fury, but she holds her tongue and steps back.
You are not a pile of ash, so the ritual was a success, albeit partially. You had all the material requirements, so I can only assume your source was lacking. That is unfortunate. Indeed not. And ever more difficult when you've been purged. I was a master of source once, but no longer. The Magisters. The river of my source has been dammed. My link to the font from which it flows, severed. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turned into meat puppets are those too dangerous or cunning for the Magisters to contain. Sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. These are the kinds of creatures that grew bored pulling the legs from spiders and so moved on to people. Fun is not the word I would choose. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost. No matter...
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments...
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. My, you have been a busy little creature, haven't you? Yeah. You may need to visit several of them. I doubt anyone would be willing to give up all of their...
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses in frustration and starts...
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember, do whatever it takes.
Quackers, what are you looking at? Egad, stop gawking at the shield. You ought to be quite used to such... I read through some tomes I saw that cranky old lizard carry. Some fascinating leads, but nothing like the power we need to stop the Knights of Bray and their wicked plot. Our gargantuan friend is easily impressed. Wait until it learns that I'm a knight, a scholar. No, of course it knows that already, Quercus. Yes, I'm aware it's the entire... No, I most certainly do not feel the need to return the... I owe our shield my life several times over. I hardly need to grovel and thank you. Now, if you're quite finished ogling your favorite long-legged scratching post, we need to get...
Good find.
The spirit of an elegant elven woman materializes before you. She seems surprised.
You can see me. A godwoken in my presence. You honor me. I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Such wonders, such powers. I decide to pursue them myself. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not godwoken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life behind with a shameful whimper.
The spirit looks at you regretfully.
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet it for yourself. I lie to myself and convince myself that I am special. But I am not special. I am dead.
What am I going to do?
Who gains the title Most Divine? We wait, we wander and wonder, seeking signs from the gods. May the seven usher us to paradise again.
Come on, damn you.
The spirit of a magister stares dumbly at her translucent hand, the fingers of which have been sheared off.
My ring! Where's my ring?
The spirit looks at you with the smallest flicker of realization.
I was still alive when she started cutting pieces off me. She wanted me to feel it. All of it.
The spirit inclines her head towards the kitchen. The spirit ponders your question and seems to...
Oh, in many places. I feel my body in 100...
Yeah? You're good with the magic taking anyone
Show me
Brandy.
Taken too early, all hope destroyed. The
path thus ended, the conclusion of a noble bloodline.
If they got nothing to hide, they got nothing to hide.
Yes. Who gains the title most divine?
Caging anyone up that looks at...
Damn right.